Food review time. Burger Ranch. Let's go. So here we are. Good tryout. Oh, tryout. Everyone knows Burger Ranch with Tom Dolan, who's running for position 2. We just ordered our food. We're gonna find a place to sit, chat a little bit. And there we go. Our food just arrived. Sitting here with Tom Dolan. You want to kind of go over the history of you, where you're born?
Me. Well, let's see. I came to Sunnyside I was a 9th grader at Harrison, which is strange because now 9th grade is up at the high school.
Right.
But I came as a 9th grader, and my mother and father had purchased Walter's drugstore downtown, which had a nice big soda fountain. And so every day after school, I would walk from Harrison down to Walter's drugstore and cook burgers for everyone everybody for dinner. And then, I just went to Sunnyside High School. I really enjoyed that. I wasn't always there. I was absent quite often because I had other stuff to do. But I did learn a lot there. I learned a lot of geometry and math, and I learned that cross country isn't for everybody. And it was fun though. I enjoyed that school. I loved being there. And my family moved back to the East Coast to work. So my mom got a job with Scoop Jackson in Washington, D.C. And so I flew back here after I moved them out there, or helped them move out there. I flew back here to finish my high school career at Sunnyside High School. So then, before she left and the family left, she was very active here in Sunnyside. Mm-hmm. She helped, she was one of the instrumental people in creating the Migrant Council. She received this award, which when she died and we cleaned out her house, I had to fight my sisters and my brother over who gets to take it home, and I won. So I thought I'd share that with everybody because it's pretty impressive little award that they gave her.
So small interruption, but we were talking end of high school.
I helped my parents with the soda fountain at Walter's drugstore every night after school, and on the weekends also. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of time for me to go out and play much, but I did learn a lot. I met a lot of people. I have a serve you attitude. Probably that started it, and I kind of have that still, I think, because I really like doing things around here. I think it was Holly Oler that told me that there's scrap metal throughout this whole town that I had a hand in.
Well, that's because you spent a lot of time at the high school with in YB Tech, right?
Yeah, and YB Tech, teaching high school kids how to weld. Some of them are out trick-or-treating with their children tonight. And it was kind of fun. I went to trunk or treat for the first time in my life, and wow, what a turnout that was. I was just amazed at all the great costumes and the fun that all these kids were having. I had a interesting little costume where my head would fall off, and it's a good night. I think the police department and the police foundation did a fabulous job. But as for me, the only time I've been gone from Sunnyside is I moved to Hawaii for a couple of years to build a cubing plant, mm-hmm. which cubes up grass and hay and turns it into cattle food. And we had Japanese investors trying to buy all our hay, and it was interesting. So I spent a lot of time scuba diving and bringing home lobster for dinner and shrimp.
So your main background's in construction, right?
Construction and welding. I certified in 1978 and 1979, and then the union stepped in and we went on strike, and nobody wanted to cross the line, and I was too young to really understand that, but they filled me in real fast. And so It was an interesting education there, and I've been welding and carpentry. I was a carpenter welder on the Spokane Bridge that goes from I-90 to Trent, where the colleges have set up campuses.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice down there too if you get a chance to go. Mostly I've been in construction, and how I learned right away that you're always the first one there and the last one to leave. And I would go in and start up all the equipment and make sure it was running. By the time the whistle blew and we were supposed to go to work, everybody's on their machines and working. And so that whole attitude I tried to share with my students and let them know that no, there's no goofing around here. This is real life. This is get the job done, get your coveralls on, try not to catch on fire, try not to catch me on fire, try not to blind me. But we worked a lot. We probably certified over, I think it was 360 plus. A friend of mine at Can-Am and I got the job done. We got a lot of kids that are having their own companies now. They're doing quite well. And it's been great. I mean, I got to meet a lot of really interesting young people and hopefully help them out.
Okay. So we got into your construction part. Now let's talk about how you got involved into teaching welding from actually doing welding on a job site.
Yeah, I learned a lot welding out in the field, because when you're driving piling and the wind is blowing sideways and the snow is blowing with the wind, mm-hmm. and you're a foot and a half above the water trying to weld on a 16-inch beam that barely has enough room for you to have your feet, that kind of weather teaches you a lot of discipline, because you're making good money. And I welded probably 97% of the piling on that bridge, mm-hmm. because they told me, I showed up every day for 28 days, and finally he says, okay, come and see me on Sunday, we'll see if you know how to weld. So I went in there, I had given him a copy of my certification, and I went in there and I welded 8 piling in 8 hours. The guy before me had welded 3 piling in 8 hours, and they were tired of the low production. So they put me to work, and I had somebody driving pile right next to me, bang, 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 and so I was constantly wearing earplugs and welding at the same time these piling, and then they would drive the piling down in the river to hold up the bridge. So that whole routine of being out in the weather year round, it took 2 years to build that bridge, and then we got to open it. But it was a real lesson in reality, because there's no stopping. There's no stopping. You just get there early, leave late, and if you get some sleep, that's awesome. But it was a tough life, but I look back and I think I would have traded for nothing. So then I have a family and kids, and my son has a basketball game at Harrison. So I'm leaving the basketball game, and Rick Cole comes running out after me saying, Mr. Dolan, and he asked me to teach a welding class in the morning before I went to work for Mountain State. And I said, seriously, you think I'm not a teacher? And he says, well, you know how to weld, and we'd like you to teach our kids how to weld. And so I took him up on his offer, and instead of working one class in the morning, I took a full-time job with the school district. The pay turned out to be a lot better with the benefits, because I had a family, I needed benefits for my kids, dentist and doctor and all that. So that's kind of how I got into the teaching end of it.
How many years did you teach?
I teach they have me down officially at 23, but that doesn't count all the
Part-time.
summer school and the training and all the stuff I went to. So right close to 24 years is what I had in, and in that amount of time I had pretty much, like everybody else, 30 students every period for 6 periods a day. I always thought that teachers really didn't work very hard. Wow, was that a wake-up call? It was like drinking out of a fire hose. I mean, it was incredible. And a lot of fun there. I decided that if you can't have fun at welding class, why would you go? And so we learned a lot about safety first, which they didn't appreciate. They wanted to go out there and
Weld.
weld and cut and make sparks and see fire, and that was all fun. But I tried hard not to miss a teaching moment. So when their pants would catch on fire, I'd say, well,
What did you learn?
all that frayed stuff at the bottom of your bell bottoms is why you caught on fire. It's like having a candle down there and the wick is on fire. So it was a lot of fun. I so enjoyed it, and I so enjoyed those kids. You put things in front of them, and it's just unbelievable what they can accomplish. You know, we did a lot up on top of the baseball dugout or the clubhouse.
Right.
There's a big grizzly bear up there. We did that and put it up. We did the big grizzly bear by the football field. It's like Holly Oler said. There's scrap metal everywhere that you guys had a part of it. We even built a fire truck for the Sunnyside Fire Department. It's a little brush truck, they call it, and it'll climb a tree if you let it. So it was a lot of fun doing that one too.
So, yeah, we were kind of talking. What are your thoughts and ideas for helping a lot of these small businesses come into Sunnyside, or a resident, wanting to open a small business? What's your thoughts and opinions on what we could do as a town to help, encourage these businesses to come in and to help them start up?
Well, I think after spending a lot of time in San Diego and Chula Vista area, I think that modeling some of their practices might really help our 97 or 98% Hispanic population here. And like I said, my mother was instrumental in a lot of things in a lot of places. And so I've had a lot of experience down there right at the border in real estate. And so I think by actually making the place more appealing and showing a little class in our construction practices, I think we could really do some nice changes here, because the problem with our downtown beautification that we tried, a lot of the people that own these buildings didn't care about us or care about enhancing the look of their buildings, even though we were offering grant money to rebuild the front of their buildings and make it nice and work on the structural. So I think that's going to be the key, is getting people to want to be here and want to come here. It's growing very quickly. I mean, we've got a lot of bigger companies, and we're hoping to get the Monson property all fired up and get some bigger companies out there. I think you just have to get the word out that, hey, Sunnyside's wide open for some great things. And talk a lot of communication. You got to get the right people talking to the right people. And there is a lot of people looking for investment property. So making Sunnyside, dressing it up a little more than we've been doing. I had the pleasure of working on Snipes restaurant over there. We got to put that fancy roof on it and do all the logs, and that thing is like being in a ski chalet in the middle of Sunnyside. And so the atmosphere is huge. I mean, I always like coming in here because of this atmosphere, and it's a lot of work, but I think now that I'm retired, I'd have the time to go and talk to a lot of people and be a part of getting things organized into the possibility of having businesses here, because there's a lot of people that I think are looking for it here. And so that's the ideas. The ideas will come fast and furious once you get a group formed that's all excited about doing it. I mean, I've seen it happen in several cities all over the place, and I just think we could do it too. So a lot of things to look at there.
So, next question here. If you happen to get elected and become part of the council, what are your goals that you hope to achieve while you're on city council?
Well, I listed some of them on my flyer. I think that, first and foremost, the SMCs that were changed, they were changed for a reason, not just to clean the place up. But when she told us that we were changing the SMCs to make things easier, I was told by several people that easier for what? And it ends up being they need fixing. So one of my goals is to go through the SMCs, find out what was changed and why, and then bring them back around to fit our needs today. I think that those are like your roadmap on how to run your government, and I think that needs some improvement. I think common sense is being missed dearly there. I really appreciate our new interim city manager. He seems to have a real wonderful grasp on things. He's got things under control and starting to look better every day to me. Some of the people he's hired and some of the people that we have in there in City Hall right now, they're just doing a fabulous job. But my goals would be to be fair, be professional, try to get everyone to, maybe follow my lead. And if I can be professional, you certainly should be able to be. We were always looked down on as welders and construction workers, but we sure know a lot. And I just think that bringing some real life back to the City Council is going to be a big one. I think the budget is probably second in line. I forget how I rated my priorities, but the budget needs to be followed. If you don't have the money, don't okay it. Wait until you get a budget amendment and change things the way it's done. And if you have the money, then you can do the things you want to do. If you don't have the money, don't put the burden on someone else to come up with it. Follow your best instincts and try to maintain your actions inside the budget. I think that government should be much more accountable than it has been. There's things I've witnessed that are totally illegal. We won't go into those, but let's see if we can make it better for the future. There's things that need to be done and protocols that need to be followed. I think the proclamation system could use a little work. I think that our committees, if you interview for those, then interview everyone and not just a few of us. I mean, being on the planning commission for a long time and then having to do an interview to stay on there, I like the idea of the interview, and I dressed for it and I answered the questions properly in my own opinion, in my own way. And I think that that's what kept me on the planning commission, because a little common sense and having your heart in Sunnyside and wanting Sunnyside to flourish like I do, I think that's going to help out a lot. I'm always ready for the next wave. I mean, when we were scuba diving, that's what I was told. He goes, just always be ready for the next wave. Don't turn your back on the waves because you'll be sorry. And so over my short lifetime, I've learned a lot, and I think I can be a benefit to making this a really wonderful place.
So, closing statements. What would you like to talk about real quick?
Oh, let's talk about next year will be the 50th anniversary of Burger Ranch, and I have been coming here for so many years. It's just incredible how it's changed over the years and turned into a really great place to come and eat. Every chance I have a few extra bucks, I bring Sharon down here. She she loves coming down and getting a little buckaroos and I think
Right,
it's
and there's the original menu right there.
yeah. So go buy that because it's a lot cheaper.
Correct.
And,
But well, go ahead.
Dave's been great, and Dean's been great, and Christy's been great. I mean, Christy took this job in high school, and following her through all this, and now they have the coffee place right there. So all the changes, it's really a steady place to really get a good meal, and so I just love coming down here when I get a chance. So those guys have been fabulous to me, and I sometimes I'll come down and get a whole box of burger patties, and we would take them back to the school because we built a barbecue and we had to try it out. So we'd have, in the welding class, we'd start cooking burgers, and all the admin showed up with their plates out. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's we're big on burgers and fries and all that stuff. So great place to come and eat. I really enjoy it.
It is a 10 out of 10.
Thanks for letting me come down here for this. This is awesome.
Oh, no problem. So, my note, don't forget to vote. Ballots are due the 4th, which is this Monday.
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. you have to turn in.
Just don't forget to vote Dolan. It's been fun. I've never done anything like this before. I'm not a polished political candidate by any means, but I hope I can bring a lot of common sense and some real progress and real good change to this town, because I've been here my whole life and I just love it here.
Okay.
So,
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
thank you.